DJ House tem Sound Kind Special. DJ House tem Sound Kind Special.
Ah, yes. Quoi? Ah, yes. Folks, I'm saying to LIBERIA Public, I want to welcome all of you again this Christmas morning, Christmas afternoon, Christmas night to eat. Well, whatever area you're in, we say thank you, thank you. We're going to be having fun. I'm going to be mixing it up, your music, conversation, everything else here tonight. We want to welcome all of you and say thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. It's a wonderful, wonderful Christmas day, of course. Good news all over. First of all, thank God that we're able to see this Christmas day again. We'll continue to pray for each other and that we will continue to see many, many, many Christmas to come. Please stay safe. Wherever you are, stay safe. If you're out today on this wonderful Christmas day, I ask God to bring you back home safely. I ask God to make sure that you get home, whatever your destination is going to be safe. To be safe. God is wonderful, and God will continue to protect all of us. And I say, my God is wonderful. And I want to thank all of you again, and we want to thank God for this wonderful day, and let us continue to pray for our country as well. Christmas Day, there are other people that don't have it right now. There are other people that couldn't even do what I've just did, dancing. Oh, God, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. To give us this opportunity. You're wonderful. I mean, there's nothing else you can say but that God is just wonderful. Let's keep it that way. Let us give ourselves an opportunity to be out here and be able to criticize each other. That's just wonderful. Let's pray for one another and let's pray for our country. For us to one day, someday, to have the prosperity that we're all yearning for in that country. Someday, one day, to have a group of leaders who will not think about themselves, but think about the people. One day, it might not be our time, but that country, the future of that country is way ahead of us. But let us try and preserve that future for our children's children. And with that, I say thank you and thank God for this wonderful day. Let's have it going. Like I said, I'm going to be mixing it up here tonight. Be sure to. Man, you don't want me to test you right now, come on. You don't want me to test two of you. Please don't get me going. Okay, that's a sidebar, folks. I want to welcome all of you again this evening, Christmas afternoon. We say thank you. If you don't have to be anywhere, just tune into LIBERIA Public Radio, and we will have a beautiful, beautiful conversation. Things are getting a little bit interesting in Liberia as far as I'm concerned, and we will touch that. From time to time, we will continue to play music here and there. And we just say thank God. We want to also thank our brothers and sisters of the LPR community. Thank you guys. You guys continue to give us this platform to utilize, to bring information, whatever it is, to our brothers and sisters. Oh, my goodness. You guys see Alfonso So yesterday. I've never seen this young man so animated. I've never seen this young man so much involved for an hour and a half straight talking. I mean, and he wasn't rumbling. Don't tell me he was rumbling. Picking up subject matter upon subject matter and digesting it. I mean, dissecting they digest it first, but then he dissect the subject matter as well. And he wasn't fooling around. He take this opposition, put them one side. Take the government, put them one side and bring them back together and say, now let's work together. Oh, that was wonderful. I thought Alfonso was his highlights for yesterday was beautiful, beautiful. Alfonso, keep it up. We appreciate it, folks. Anyhow, let's go on as usual. Let's start our show now. Folks, let's start our show. Like I said, we're going to start our show. And once again, we're going to do that by bringing in the president of the Republic of Liberia, President Dr. George Weah, who is the president of the Republic of Liberia, duly elected president of the Republic of Liberia, and we want to thank him for this opportunity as well. Folks, whether you agree with him or not, he's your president. There's nothing you can do to change that until election time. I say so. I don't agree with him, but I'm going to wait until election. I say so. Now, Interesting. This is Dr. Weir, folks. Now, let me also, this Christmas Day, I will continue to do what I do usually. I will also play you a video when Dr. Weir, during the election, walking in the mud of the hinterland, the countryside. We, the country people, this is what we do every day. We walk in the mud when it's raining because no roads. But I believe, Dr. Weir, truly believe that it's important as being one of the hallmarks of his presidency, that he must put roads in Liberia. Now, I'm not too sure if this particular area has been fixed, but we will continue to remind the good doctor that this road, he also walked on that road. I'm not too sure what was going through his mind, but I want to assume, and I want to assume, truly believe that when he was walking, he was also thinking within himself. And we'll go through that this coming Friday, folks, that he was thinking to say, once I get the power, I will do what I can to make sure there are roads in this country. Dr. Weir, no road in total here. When it rains, total people not going anywhere. I just want to remind you that all it is, Samson told. Let's go ahead and play the video, folks. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas here this afternoon. And we're going, please, if you're somewhere eating, just eat, enjoy your food. If you're somewhere drinking, remember, if you have to go home, be careful, be careful, be careful. Don't drink and drive. If you're drunk, please find somebody to take you home. Forget about accident for a minute because God is in control. So I'm not worried much about that. But what if the police pull you over and suspend your license, the license that you have to go to work, to go to school, to do things for yourself? Now you're going to have to think like somebody in Monrovia now. On this side, we don't walk by road. You're not walking line. You're not walking on the ground. You got to have transportation. Now you say, well, maybe I can use public transportation. But why even put yourself through that problem, my brother? If you don't have to, you don't have to. So you don't need to put yourself in a position that perhaps is not suitable. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you want, it's a Christmas day. I'm right now. I'm at home on the studio from here now. If I want to drink, I don't drink anymore. But when I used to, I did some bad drinking. I'm not fooling around on that one. But those days, the police used to escort you. They would say, follow me while you're drunk. And you follow them, they take you home. Or if it's so bad, they get you out of the car and put you in the cruiser and take you home. Not anymore. They got the point 44, point something. I don't know. I don't do that anymore, so I don't keep up with it. But point something. You blow that stuff, they get it, you're gone. For what? For pleasure? On this wonderful Christmas day, do you have to drink in order to know that this is Christmas? Just sit down and think, reflect on the whole year, because the year's coming to an end. Some of the places, some of the jam area where you went, you say, God, how did I get here? And God was able to get you out of there. And there are some times that you're thinking, oh, God, this one, how do I get out of this? And God pull you out. Reflect of this day. And all you have to do is look up and say, thank you. Thank you. You don't have to drink to say thank you. What am I preaching? No, I'm talking to me and my God, please. Don't think I'm preaching. But let's go on. Let me play the video of Dr. Weir walking in the mud. I love this part. And I will continue to play this until Dr. Weir take road to Town. I'm playing with him. I'm playing with Dr. Weir. You put road in that Town. We'll see. Y'all will see. Y'all will say something to say. The road, it might not be paved. It might, and I'm not asking for paved road either. It can do a beautiful road that don't need to be paved. When I say paved, whether asphalt or concrete, I don't care. But suitable road that Samson can leave from Monrovia in the morning and go to Total and come back if I want to. That's the kind of road. It doesn't have to be paved, but durable and road that is safe. That's what I'm calling for. Let's play the video. Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
Okay, all right. Let's make sure you do that same thing for you so you can hold. Yeah, we hold the stage. No, I don't need show the road. You must stay. We're going to junior that before. No, I beg you.
I go Man,
I think it's finished. Salome said, don't done. Let's make sure you do that same thing for you so you can hold. Yeah, we hold the stage. No, I don't need show the road. You must stay.
Again, folks, that's the video. That's Dr. Weir. But before I go on further, though, let me just quickly say this here again. When I started my show, I started with a video that I was able to put together some former football players of Liberia. And I want to take this opportunity now to say thanks to those guys. Few of them are no longer with us. And, of course, may their soul rest in peace as well. But those that are still with us, they are legend in their own rights. These football players in Liberia, people like Abonat, Mama Musa, and even my own man, they were exactly scary, they were exactly scared and nothing else. But when he got on the football field, I don't know what happened, where all that braveness came from. They were exactly that you so scared the head something. And when you start playing, you were brave. Nobody can move me. And then we got Sabamaya. Those people, folks, Sadama Sipley. I can't name all of them, but you know them. And one thing I didn't know until recently, well, about 2 or 3 years ago, our own man, LPR Gisi, Mazula Gisi used to be a medic for Lone Star. But those people, folks, I just want to say this. Whether you believe me or not, that's okay. But those people saved Liberia for a very long time before they cool. Because they were young just like us. They were young. Some of them are my age. They were very young. Well, I'm still young. And don't say, well, you're old now. No, I'm young. But on a very serious note, these people, when they're playing ball at the Atten Stadium, the whole of Monrovia, the young people, those that are supposed to be in the street making trouble, they're watching the football game. Sunday, Saturday, even on Friday. Even the high school match. So basically, I just want to say to them that whatever you did, because most of them were not even getting paid. They were not getting paid. But they did it because of the love of their country and the love of the sport. And I think whatever we have the opportunity, we should take out our hat to these people, because to play football, they're not something small. The heavy people like, oh, Agre. Why would I leave Agre down? Teacher Gray. You put the boy, you step on the boy, and you look around. View the whole, just like surveyor. You put a foot on the ball and look around. Say who's moving, what position you're in, where he wants to. By the time the ball gets to him, he knows exactly what he wants to do. Then how will we leave Santo Marias out? The guy, for me, he jumped in the air. Why he in the air, then he jump again? Oh, football. What's about Paul Brewer then? Oh, my people. Yeah. Kofi Bruce. Waka Heron. Oh, my goodness. Those were the soccer stars. And I just want to thank God for them. And I say, those of you that are still with us and we're still together, we'll continue to pray for one another. And God will continue to guide you. People that Sabamaya. What pleasure has he not given young Liberians in Monrovia? All of those people, when they're playing football, you pay 25 cents around the field. When you come from there, you think you get time to go think about stealing people or something? By the time you leave from there, you start arguing about the game. Then you start arguing about the game that's going to come next time. Who's going to win? Then you start predicting who's going to win the next time. By the time you get home, you're tired. Who wants to go in the street to start trouble? So I just want to take this time to say, even though you guys play and it was difficult, the condition, the people that put you guys through certain condition, it was difficult, but you did it, and we want to thank you very much. Thank you. All right, folks, let me go on. I've shown you something now. Let's go a little bit into politics. But before I do that, don't disrespect me, Sam Sintor.
Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa. You will not disrespect because you see me the buffer. Don't disrespect me because I get on Papa.
Okay, all right. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public Radio, let's go into politics here a little bit. What's happening? That's our nature. Anyway, now, situation's been happening in Monrovia, and it's been very, very interesting. They've been throwing some issues that I'm enjoying it. At first, I was worried that perhaps these things would not go well, but within the last 3 or 4 days, what we've been reading, what we've been hearing, things that have been happening in Monrovia, I'm happy to say that even though we're going to continue to pray for the country and pray for one another, but I think we think things will go well. Things will go well. I want to just touch 1 or 2 things here before I go into my main subject matter. I know by now you guys have heard on this Christmas Day, folks. I'm not going to play those type of video on Christmas Day. No way. I'll just talk about it. You guys have heard the chairman of CDC made some statement, and he said liquor, it was a liquor statement, a liquor issue, a liquor talk. So yeah, in mind, water talk. And everything I say, I do that water talk. Oh. Samson too. No, on a very serious note. What I want to say about that, and I've been thinking about it since yesterday, is this. On a very serious note, CDC is not isolated. The CDC, most of their activities has been done in public. They have infighting before. But what I think, and this is my opinion, what the chairman said here, more than minimum, according to the story, they said there are more tapes to come. But I don't think you can compare that to Joy Solo or Solo situation with CDC. But he was removed as chairman. Monuba Mono is still there. But I think, knowing, and I feel Monuba Mono is a very intelligent young man as well. I think I don't think he's going to stay with CDC for a long time. I believe, if not, maybe before the convention, Monuba Mono is going to give it up. Because it's with these kinds of things, the position Monuba Mono was in before, he was in a very good position. And the issues that they were concerned with was issue every one of us feel, because it's not so much of the educational process or the fact that Samuel 12 was, but the fact that Samuel 12 was not able to perform according to some of us. Now you can say what guidance are you using? What yardstick are you using to say Samuel 12? You're not an economy. How are you gonna say the man not performing? Well, my son called me. He said no food in your house. You can't get paid. No money. Then what you mean by where y'all stay? That y'all stay? Are you seeing my son hungry? That y'all stay? You want to tell me that other people are not hungry? That y'all stay? Are you seeing that y'all stay? So I think Samuel Toy needs to set himself aside and let Dr. Weir brings other people in that will at least move this ball. Samuel Toy can stay in the background and still be able to manipulate. Maybe it's a strong word, but I will use it anyway. Okay, but that's the kind of stuff Monuba Molu and the rest of the people were feeling. Monuba Molu was under tremendous pressure. I truly want to believe that from the young, because when Monuba Molu was involved during the election, I was in Liberia, and I went to one of their gatherings. And I keep saying this to you when I got there, because I've been making big mouth in America. Oh, CDC, they're nothing. CDC, they're not disciplined. All on my radio. I've been saying it over. So when I got there that afternoon, I decided, I heard they were going to have a gathering. I said, I'm going to go there. So I drove there. But man, my heart was beating, my heart was in my mouth. I thought each other were going to flock me. Because I don't know who I've watched my video or something like that. I said, they want to do something to. They will be you. Alfonso and Nathaniel are not here to help you. They will be you. So I went in there, and one of the security guards saw my press badge and thing with my name on there. He said, come on. He took me and passed me on to the hierarchy of the security. The guy took me and put me in the middle of under the sycamore tree, whatever you call it. I was in the middle taking pictures. So when he put me in the middle, I said, I'm done. Because when these people grab you, who's going to come and help you? So eventually they said, take picture. So they didn't do anything to me. But the point that I'm making, Monuba Molu, whenever he called these young people, they listened to him. And then after the election, these people feel that they can't get job. Okay? They've worked so hard, they couldn't get job. And they're thinking to themselves, what happened? Why can't we get job? So who did they go to? They go to Monuba Molu. And the pressure was on Monuba Molu. But it seemed to me, and I'm speculating, and I'm allowed to do so, that Monuba Molu, having conversation with other hierarchy, they were not paying attention to him. So the frustration sets in. And obviously, as a chairman, he's going to have to produce to the young people so that the young people next time when he called them, look at this. Everything, politics that bluffing. You got no rule to say you're going force a man to come vote for me. People have to believe you. So that was the process he had. That's the golden stake he has in him for people to for him to be believable. And when that stake has been taken away, he's going to have to stand up. And I'm not making excuses for Monuba Molu. But then he decided, without thinking twice, knowing how Liberia is. Wasn't that the same Liberia where we saw Willie Knuckle picture somewhere some time ago? Is that not the same Liberia where people go and record each other? But for goodness sake, Monuba Molu made his statement. And he said that liquor talk. And Dr. Weir said, well, anybody can get vexed. No. He's a chairman. He's a chairman of the party. I think Monuba Molu most likely, he respects himself. And now he most likely going to feel like, yeah, right now everybody gravitating around him, put their arms around him, but eventually he's not going to be trusted anymore. The trust level between Dr. Weir and Monuba Molu has been broken, to be honest with you. Because first of all, they know each other. Unless, how can he redeem himself right now? So the best thing Monuba Molu most likely going to do is say, you go ahead. I'll sit tight behind and enjoy the show. Most likely he might resign. Knowing full well, some sedition going to be complaining. George Solo did something here. We say he was not capable of leading us. We want him out. He got out. And here is Monuba Molu. That's the point that I want to make on the CDC issue. But I hope that our brothers and sisters in the CDC camp We see reason. I don't know how you rehabilitate Moluba Molu, especially with no kinds of statement. What is the rehabilitation process? I don't know. If you guys can do it, then you can. If Moluba Molu can be rehabilitated, then most likely you're going to be able to fix. You're going to be able to fix the Zoko issue in Liberia. But it's going to be difficult. And the tape. And here's what I truly believe. Moluba Molu now, if he stays, he's going to be like a puppet to people like Samuel, to people he despised now, according to the statement he's been making. Those people now going to use that against him. And which one of us, who among us would like people to hand something over their head? You hand one thing over my one, I say, go sue me. Do what you want to do. What is this here? I said, my hand for you, my hand for you, my do what you want to do, man. Move for him, man. We're going to party, nonsense party. You see where I'm going with this? So most likely Moluba Molu were going to resist people trying to pull him here and there because he had made a mistake or he had done something terrible. So if he feels like he still wants to do well, most likely he's going to have to get out. And I'm just speculating. I don't know. But anyway, I have another one that I want to touch on here. Okay, let me bring this up. Folks, Samson told LeBron Public. Again, I'm talking about trust. We have a system here. LPR has a system here, okay? And this system that we have, it allows us to show something from computer to computer and stuff like that. So we have that. And I want you to see this because I don't want people to say, oh, where you get this thing from? Hey, that lie. You see this thing here? From Google, folks, from Google. So I went in, I put this man's name, okay, as you can see here. Let me see if that's going to show. Okay. I put, let's go. You see the Google, right? Okay, and I said, this is what I wrote down on there. Congressman Chris Smith and Liberia. Okay, I'm going to reduce it now so that I can go to the topics matter itself. I just want you to see how this thing comes about. So then when you put that in there, you come up with this. Okay, Congressman Chris Smith, the statement he made, I thought it was interesting though. But this is Congressman Smith website. Okay. So this is his website. I want you to see that, and I want you to see how I got to that. All right? This is Congressman Smith. And the interesting statement he made is what I'm going to be reading here. Now that you've seen me going through the process, through the hoops to get to this, I believe now you would think now that, yes, okay, Samson too has got it. All of you have done that. So Congressman Smith came out and made this statement. Okay, and made this statement. And the statement says, ranking member of the House Subcommittee on Africa, and co-chair of the term Lato's Human Rights Commission, issued a following statement of concern regarding worsening political condition in Liberia. Now you know the rest of the story. So I just want you to know that this thing, because there were some people that were questioning the credibility of people putting these things out, and they said there was fraud and everything. People were going here and there, but I want you to see that. Now let me go to the process now. Now that I'm done showing you, let me talk about it. Okay, so when he did that, when he put that stuff up. And the people, the group that he was making reference to, those are Liberians. Oh, Jesus, not today. Those are Liberians, okay? My sister is getting ready to bother on me here. But let's see how far we, okay, I think we're getting, okay. All right, let's see if it stops, we'll get back to the other one. So just stay with us. But anyway, so the people that he was making reference to, the human rights group that he was making reference to, those most of them are Liberians, and they're quite familiar with the issues. Okay, and one, I'm a college son. Ramfa, I will call you back. I'm on air. I will call you back. Okay, bye. He's way over there in I call it on college campus. Calling now, I'll call him back. But he working, he getting his degree. Guess where he's getting the degree from? Political science. He's not doing engineering, no. Political science. I don't know who political activity you're going to be running here in America. I want to be senator. Ooh, let's see. But the kids is I'm sidebar for Christmas Day. But he also saying after that he's going to go to law school, of course. After the political science degree, he's going to go. He's very smart, very very smart. I know that for a fact. And this is a kid. Now, let's take it back. These are things that we do in the community. The kids were rescued in the Jida community by uncles, cousins, and everyone else. They didn't know he was smart, but they knew he was getting serious issues. So they were able to rally around, put the arm around, and they say, Samson, you and your wife, you can't get him in right now. And one who got him, he's not doing well. That's community effort. That is the thing our community, these little community organizations, things like that, friends, relatives, that's what they do. When they see your children or kids going out, they will be willing to help. And that's a community, family rescue, let's put it that way. By the way, Ramfa, I'll call you back. But anyway, let me go back to this statement I was making. So after Chris made this, they respond from the government. Now, I am not a member of the diplomatic corps. I have no clue in those things. All I am is a civil engineer who like to run his mouth, and that's what I do, and I do that well. But that doesn't mean that I don't have common sense. And that doesn't mean I can't read. That doesn't mean I don't follow politics either. I'm a political junkie, let's put it that way. So I follow politics, international politics, local politics, I'm everywhere, okay? So anyhow, they respond from the Minister of Information. From the minister. First thing, I give him good grade for the quick response. That's what we've been asking them to do. When something to say, Judge, we have $500 shoe, you respond right away. How sure are you? Show me. Let something to prove it. In this case, they responded. However, I'm not too sure the speed which they respond, I'm not too sure if that met some sort of a diplomatic process or whatever it is, because you have a Liberian ambassador here. You have foreign ministry in Liberia. If another country, which in this case they say the United States, another country, okay, it is, that's fine. But let's give it to them. If another country comes out and make such a statement, you think the statement is reckless or the statement is not true, do you respond by the Ministry of Information responding? What would be the reason for that? Why aren't we using the diplomatic corps to have some sort of exchange? Why is it that a foreign minister, sometimes people can do things they can be wondering about it. Why is it that a foreign minister, you use that type of opportunity, invite the American ambassador to the foreign ministry and say, Madam, what is this? Where's this thing coming from? And then she would say, oh, that's a congressman, and he made this statement. But Madam, why is that? Have you guys talked to us? Have you seen these things, the comment he's making here? Have you live here? Is that what you've been reporting? You don't respond to Chris. You talk to for me, my opinion, you talk to the American embassy in Monrovia. Because those are the immediate people that, you remember the problem Trump facing right now? They go through the embassy. Okay? And then you bring the ambassador in. You ask them the question. And most likely he would say, okay, well, we'll get back with you. And then they will call Chris. Most likely, if the information did not come from the American embassy in Liberia, they will call him, where did you get your information from, sir? Because the American embassy is the people that are allowed to pass information to the government of the United States, including the Congress people. And whenever they go out to do fact finding, they don't just get and go to the country. They go through their embassy and make arrangement and say, we're coming for such thing. That's what they do. Okay? But that didn't happen. The ministry responded to Honorable Chris Smith article he put on his website. And the response was very interesting as well, because they went and started listing. Yeah, I tell you, the politics business, you can't just rush into it. Oh. When you come from total, you wait small. You study a little bit before you get into politics. You just get up. Okay, they respond. They started listing some of the things they have done, good things they have done. Was there any dispute in that? That wasn't part of Honorable Chris Smith's request. And this is what I've been saying long time ago. I knew sooner or later Jefferson Kochi was going to be in a mess. I knew that. Because first of all, if you watch Jefferson Kochi, even before the election, very smart. Don't get me wrong. Very intelligent. Don't get me wrong. But he's very forceful. In his pronouncement, things he talk about, very forceful. They know 1 inch of, if you listen to him, and I listen to him. I've listened to him over and over. In fact, let me give you an incident. The stuff that I talk about when I went to Liberia and I went to CDC yard, Moruba Moru spoke. After that, he was taking questions. And then he said, okay, let me take a question from the papi. He called me papi. I don't mind that. He came to me, and I asked him a question. I said, first of all, because I didn't want to say I've been saying it, but then after that, I said it anyway. I said, I, for one, been saying over and over that you guys were not disciplined. You guys have a serious discipline problem in the CDC. How were you able to hold your group together, especially during the process when they were going to court? Because I thought the process of going to court, people, maybe sedition would say, oh, they're trying to, because they've had bad experience when it comes to election in Liberia with Dr. Weir. Every one of you can attest to that. So I thought sedition would say, oh, they're coming to cheat again. This time around, we're not going to do what we're going. So I said, how were you able to hold your people together until the court process was over? And his response was, Mr. Toe, we fell within ourselves, because before, these people used to entice us to get in the street, and then they all did this. But this time around, we felt only discipline, true discipline, that we can seriously tell the people that we're ready to leave. That was Moruba Molu replied to me at that time. And then immediately after that, I was getting ready to leave, and then the same gentleman, the security guy, said, oh, the youth leader's getting ready to speak. I said, no, I don't want to listen, because I've listened to Jefferson Kochi many times. And I really didn't like his demeanor, the way he carried himself. He's a very intelligent, smart person. I'm not questioning that. But there are times when people are talking, when you listen to them, you listen to the tone, you can feel. So I felt within myself that sooner or later, Jefferson Kochi was going to be in a mess. And so months ago, I used to come out here and say that, and you used to say, those of you that have been watching me a long time, you will attest to it. I used to say that Jefferson Kochi needs to get out from that position and go to school. Because one of the things that I was saying there, and exactly what is happening now, I said that Jefferson Kochi needs to, because him and Costa about the same age group, and they're going to meet. And if Jefferson Kochi is not quite prepared, he's going to be left behind. And Costa, all of them combined, the entire CDC hierarchy and all of the smart people in CDC, Costa is eating their lunch every day. Every day. And in fact, they prepare their own lunch and give it to Costa to eat. I say so, something told. Okay. But anyway, let me get back to that. So I knew Jefferson Kochi. I wanted him, if I was involved, if I was in a position like people like Tapper, Wilson, Professor Tapper and things, I would encourage Jefferson Kochi to say, leave this position, go to school. By the time you're 40, 45 years old, you get all your degree, you come back here, you and these young people in the opposition. You know who else in the opposition? Senvi, Ben Senvi. He's coming. That young man not going to be left behind. And most of the people that are in political activities in Liberia are all young. So if you don't prepare yourself, if you're not up there educationally, you're moving nowhere. Intellectually, yes, but if you're not, look at Custer. When he ready for his show, when he ready, he switched to Liberian English. When he ready, he switched to other English that the PhD don't understand. Can you actually have a conversation with Custer and be able to make it? The coaching and the rest of the people, what do they do? What do they do? They take adjective and blend them together and bloom, they put it down. They call it one word. How long can you do that? Political gladiator. How long can you do these kinds of stuff for people to say yes? And here's the thing, when Jefferson Coaching and people at Custer, when they're ready to get on that platform, on the next stage, young Liberian will be there. You're not going to have these people running around when they say, can't debate. Dr. We are saying, no, I want debate. It's not happening. Next time, you will make sure you get on debate stage. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. But yeah, we are. Look at the kind of statement that is made about Jefferson Coaching. Jefferson Coaching has had bad records. Remember, during the by-election, he stated that his people were trapped behind the enemy lines. So he was going to go get them. You're mayor of a city. You have police under your control. Why is it you cannot send your police to extract the people from behind enemy line, as you call it? You yourself must go there. They got record on that. Look at the incident with Justinian. I'm not too sure what happened because I don't know. The woman come out, make all these statements about you. Next day, the woman disappeared with a kind of mess. Why? What make you think that people will not say X, Y, and Z? So now Jefferson Coaching, because of those type of behavior, I'm not too sure if they are true because he has the right to defend himself. And I hope this young man will come out and defend himself effectively, because his reputation is going to be damaged if he doesn't come out. You need to come out and force. Don't go to court. I will sue you. I will do that. No, you come and make a statement. Even if it means for you to have the ambassador invite you to go to the American embassy and explain yourself, you can do so. Or you can even do so by contacting, my opinion. I don't know if that's the right thing to do or what. I'm just pulling it out. But contact the Liberian how do you call it, foreign ministry. Because you can't have, as a mayor of a major city in Liberia, you have the right to travel from country to country, try to seek sisterly relationship with other cities so you can get help. With this kinds of thing on your record, you go to Morocco, you go to other places trying to represent Liberia. People are reading these things. They're reading it. And this is why I keep saying, get out of the mayoral position, go to school. Go back to the classroom. Get all your degrees. When you do that, you come back, your decision-making process will be improved, greatly improved. I'm not fooling around. But you sit there because the position is yours and you have the numbers of somebody, that's fine. Okay? These are kinds of stuff that I'm talking about. So I hope Brother Kochi will find means. Don't go to friendly radio station and try to defend yourself. Far from it. In this type of position, you find the worst. Even if Henry Custer is running a show, ask him, you want to be part of his show, you want to go on his show, and let him ask you tough questions. As long as you know you're innocent, you will come out with flying colors, my brother. If Henry Costa running the show, go there. So, Mr. Costa, I'm here. Look at the kind of thing the congressman wrote about me. And then you start putting it out. But you go to a friendly radio station or radio or TV show, they will throw you softball. And then you got nothing to give because a softball question coming to you. Come to Liberian Public Radio and face Alfonso Zion So. Jefferson Koji, come to Liberian Public Radio Show and face Alfonso Zion So. Once he's done with you, your reputation will be restored if you're not guilty. Simple as that. I'm being honest. Because you come to me, I'm a liberal. If you come on my show, I'm a liberal. I'm going to give you the liberal line. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think about the old man. But no, on a very serious note, find a radio station that is not friendly to CDC, that has always been critical of CDC activities. Go there. But most of all, get out of this mirror position. It's not time yet, begin. It's not time yet. You're still young, old man. Oh, did I say young, old man? You're still young, begin. So go back to school. Use this opportunity. Remember Amara Kone, the former minister of finance? When he left here and went home, Amara Kone was doing paperwork. How do you call it? Dollars, collecting dollars for Madame Salif. When Madame Salif won, you know what they did? They sent him back to school. And he gladly accepted the position. After his program was over, his ability to inform people, his ability to engage people improved greatly. Because when you go to school, when you learn something, you're not stuck at that position. Your position now has been improved just by being able to learn. Because you will have the ability to effectively explain yourself with whatever it is that you have learned. Even dull person that sounds into, that don't know fasting, I can still explain myself. And what's about your young people? You're so smart like that. Okay? So that's the point I want to make about Jefferson coaching. Okay? It's Christmas, folks. Let me give you another music here before I go on to another one. Then you say, oh, but something too. You've been nice all day. How come you coming out with this kind of thing here now? Because, okay, let me give you something else. Let me give you another music here. Okay, let's see what I have here. Let's see what I have. Okay, all right. I'll go back to that. Hold on, folks. Samson told. Let's. I want to stay with Ivory Coast. I will stay with Ivory Coast, folks. Samson told LeBron Pablo. Let me see where I got it. Which one is this one? Okay, let me stay with Ivory Coast and see how best we're gonna do it. Okay. All right. Let me play this one. Let me play Samson told LeBron Pablo. Let's see how far we go with this one. Okay. We're gonna shake it up a little bit here. Let's go to Ghana, folks. Samson to Liberian Public Radio. Yes. Christmas, folks. Let's have a good time going. Huh? Yes.
Let me take you to Ghana, the land of gold. Our capital, KCCRA, makes you feel like rain. Oh, let our music take control. High life on road. Let our music take control. High life on road. So you all know you gonna dance hardcore. I like music. I like music. Ooh. This is a little feeling. This is a little feeling. This is a little feeling. From the camp to the people. From the camp to the people. To every to when it's a bell to every Ghana, my motherland. I love my Ghana. I love the way they sing, it's high like dancing. I love the way you shake it, it's high like dancing. Go girl, why the west, 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 why the west. Go down, baby, down, down. Go down, baby, down, down. Go down, baby, down, down. Why the west? 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 I want to take you to Ahundu Kumasi, Ashanti, the capital, where everybody wears a smile. Oh, the rock and fire. Oh, they are lovely people. They are lovely people, where everybody wears a smile. Come on, I will say to the ladies, come on, ladies, do the boogie, the highlight style. Hey, come on, ladies, one, ladies, come on, ladies, come on, ladies, come on, ladies, one, ladies, come on, highlight, ladies, come on, ladies. I love the way you dancing, it's high like dancing. I love the way you shaking, it's high like dancing. Go girl, why the west, 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 why the west.
Yes. That's what we do. That's what we do here on LIBERIA Public Radio. We rock you, folks. Samson to LIBERIA Public Radio. We want to welcome all of you. Can say thank you. Thank you. My son is watching. This is the Jimi Hendrix of Samson to family. Nelson, welcome, son. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Happy Merry Christmas to you and your brother and your mom, everybody else. I hope you have a wonderful food to eat, and this is a beautiful time. Beautiful time. Nelson. Since you were little, going to school, this is what I do. You know, I used to take your brother, myself in the car, and this is the kind of music that I listen to. So I want to enjoy myself. But anyway, thank you very much. Let's go on, folks. Let us don't try to mess around much. Let's go on. So, folks, again, like I said, it's the Christmas day, so I'm going to be playing music here and there. But let's go on. Let's look at another issue that is affecting us. Let's go. This is Brother Eugene Facon. Let's go to Eugene Facon. Eugene Facon has a tendency he works for the government of the Republic of Liberia as a member of the Information Ministry, family of the Information Ministry, and sometimes he would say, well, I'm speaking, but I'm not speaking on behalf of the ministry. But then yet still he goes into issues, Liberian issues, and issues that are affecting daily lives of Liberians, but yet still he wants to somehow remove himself from the conversation. When the national conversation is happening within the government itself, but then he called I'm not speaking for the government. So those type of hair splitting, it's not working for me. It's not working for me. So whenever I see Eugene Farrakhan making statement, I try to listen a little bit. But it seemed to me that Mr. Farrakhan is he's not paying attention to a lot of stuff. And as a friend, if you still consider me friend, I will advise him to do more reading than talking. And I will show you the example of that here very quickly. Eugene Farrakhan went on, I think it was yesterday or day before, where he talks about the issue with the Chris Smith issues and what have you. But he didn't stop there. For that, I didn't even pay attention to that because every statement he was making about Chris and all that, that's not something that I want to pay attention to. But this particular video that I'm going to be playing is a video, for me, it gives two things. It gives an indication on two items. One, it seemed to me Eugene Farrakhan is not paying attention of what is happening in the country. Two, Eugene Farrakhan wants to tell Dr. Weah who the enemies are and that he got Dr. Weah back, which is good. But Dr. Weah is president of the Republic of Liberia. Dr. Weah is president for stupid people like Samson told them. So we don't need you, Eugene Farrakhan, to say you got the president back. We all do. We all do. With all due respect, sir, when you're talking, speak for the government, but don't try to find people to be enemy of the state. And I'm going to say here from this video that I'm about ready to play is accusing Custer of such. And I don't think Eugene Farrakhan should be in a process or in the business of finding enemy of the state. I think there are state security apparatus that can do that effectively without his involvement. So there's no reason for Eugene Farrakhan to go that route. However, this particular video that I'm about ready to play as well shows you that Eugene Farrakhan was not keeping up. And I'm way here in Sacramento because of I'm not even involved in the government. And you will expect for you, even whether you're talking for the government or not, but the fact that you work for the government, for you to make a statement, public statement like that, you must have something. Because when this thing happened, they didn't just kill it. It's been in the paper, it's been in the courthouse, and you should have been able to cite the court cases. But he didn't do that. He expect, because it seemed to me that maybe he thought most of the people that were listening to him, people will not even question it. They just say, oh, that Eugene Farrakhan talking, man, yeah, I agree with it. No, not with Blaku. Not with Blaku. I look at it and I do research. Let's listen to Eugene Farrakhan and I'll come back and tell you exactly what I'm talking about. And this is not right. This is not right. Let's listen to Eugene Farrakhan, please. Folks, Samson told LIBERIA Public Radio.
Let me educate Costa again why he thinks it's risky. The audio we have, the videos we have, October 3rd, when Costa ordered people into the streets to prevent what he thought in his mind was a hostage, he used the word, was a hostage situation at the Catholic hospital. Properties got damaged. 4 police officers got injured. And guess what? Costa walked into this town like nothing had happened. Had it been you or me who had other people onto the streets to injure 4 police officers and destroy properties, we would have been arrested and put in jail. I don't know what is so, why it's so. I don't understand. Maybe the Justice Minister will explain best. But the audio and video is clear. He gave strict instructions on what the people should do. And they did. And they did. And he walks back into town acting like a hero. Two, I will tell you why Costa is frisky. I repeat, listen to me very carefully and read my lips. Radio stations don't talk. Do you hear me? Radio stations don't talk. They do not come into being by themselves. Roots FM was ordered closed by a court of competent jurisdiction. Their broadcast equipment seized by a court of competent jurisdiction. Take the key word of what I'm telling you. Their broadcast equipment ceased. Costa walks back into town, goes to the radio station, opens the radio station, sits behind the logo, Roots FM, and begin to broadcast. This time, not on his radio station, but that his messages are being relayed. What is troublesome is the fact that Costa is sitting in Roots FM that the court ordered closed, with the Roots FM logo behind his head, and he's broadcasting. Whether it be on Facebook, I don't care. I don't care. The court ordered Roots FM closed. The equipment seized. If you are going to take another set of equipment, whether it be television, whether it be Polaroid, Panasonic, I don't care. The fact that you open the station order closed and sit down in it and put Roots FM behind your head and begin to broadcast in utter disrespect and defiance to the law. Maybe the justice minister can explain that. So, like somebody is saying, the building. No. I said Roots FM. And when you look behind him, you see Roots FM. And what is he doing? Broadcasting. So you don't see behind his head building? Do you see building behind his head? You see Roots FM. And you see him sitting at the same spot. Ordered closed. Ordered closed by the court. So now I know why he's frisky. Because he's seen as an outlaw. That somehow the law does not apply to him. That he is above the law. I put it back to you like I put it back the first time. In the case of Justino Taylor. I put this back to you. Had it been me or you that the court had put a lock on that door, seized the equipment, if you had opened that door, gone into that building, sat in that room with Roots FM behind your back, broadcasting and taking calls, what would have happened to you or to me? Let me educate Costa again why he thinks he's frisky. The audio we have.
Yes. This is why, folks, I told you earlier that because of people like Honorable Eugene Falcon, Costa continued to eat the lunch of the Liberian government. Costa, and he will continue to eat the lunch of the Liberian government. There's no question asked. And here is the reason. Because these people, especially Eugene Falcon, comes up and make statement like that. Who he say at one time he would say, I'm not speaking for the government. But we all know he's a deputy minister for information, okay? And you will come out and make statement like that. First, this statement with the documents that any Liberian can go and research and compare with this statement, then Eugene Falcon should be considered intellectually dishonest. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because if you are intellectually honest, you would cite the cases. There's been two court cases on this issue. That wasn't mentioned. His concern that Costa thinks he's above the law. By making that statement, elevating that kinds of intellectual dishonesty, elevating that to that point, making the justice ministers and everyone else around us that are in the security apparatus to be people who either they're afraid of Costa, or they and Costa are in cahoots, or they don't care for the security or the law of the Republic of Liberia. And that he's now saying that Costa, because of whatever he's trying to connect, Costa is above, feel that he's above the law. Folks, this is completely intellectual dishonesty. That's about all that I can say. There are other words that I can use, but I don't do those things. Because Eugene Falcon is a respectable young man. Eugene Falcon, as far as I'm concerned, he's educated. So I'm not going to come out here and use words to describe him that I don't want anybody to use to describe me. So the words I can give him is intellectual dishonesty. And you can go and look it up. Now, let's go a little bit into the substance of his statement. And let's see if we can debunk those statements one by one. First, he said Costa came, true, went to Liberia, but that Costa decided to break the lock that was put on the door. He has not shown us any evidence whatsoever that Costa did that. I'm not defending Costa, folks. I'm defending the process. So please don't say, oh, you was Costa. No, far from it. Let us be truthful. That's the only way we're going to move up. Because if we're going to take side without being honest, then you're not doing the process of service at all. You're killing all of us. And I consider myself the big man in the room. Somebody who come out and say, calm down. Things are not as bad as you think. This is it. So he went out and made this statement. You heard him. That Costa Frisky, deputy minister of information, taxpayer money paying his salary, and he calling another Liberian Frisky? Frisky? Is that the kind of language we're going to use to describe each other now? First of all, I'm not comfortable with that kind of language coming from a minister, deputy minister. And now, supposed to be a deputy minister to help the government inform the public of what is happening in the country. He didn't even do that. I didn't play all of it. Where he tried to connect Costa with Allen White and all that kind of stuff, like taking orange and apple and mixing it together. I'm not going to even touch that. But what I want to do for you, and what I want you to do for me also, is go to Google and say Root FM and Liberia Court, and you will see the cases. Back on Daily Observer, unless Daily Observer is lying to me, okay? Back in November, I believe somewhere November 20 or something like that. No, November 2nd, I think. I don't have the correct date on here, but anyway. The radio station managers sued the government for seizing its property illegally. And you can go and read that, because I read it already, so I'm not going to reread it. I'll just tell you. And the magistrate, honest F.B. Bana, agreed with the plaintiff. He was the same person, the same judge that ordered the closure of the radio station and the seizures of the property. So these people came back and went back to court and said the government has no right. First, the government saying, because they knew very well that what they did most likely was not right. But they don't even want to argue. Just like here in the United States right now, folks, everything that is happening back there, the people copying from here. They're not arguing the substance of the case, but they're arguing the process. They're saying the people that took the government to court has no connection, parental connection to Roof FM. There they kill themselves. Because there are communications back before the Roof FM was closed. These people had themselves, okay, the company. I want you to go and read it. The company name is Root Holding Incorporated. Before they went to that, there was another name they were using. So they wrote the Liberian government, said, we're changing our name and we're part of Roof FM, but we're incorporated. And the government replied, fine, you want to do that, that's okay. As long as you pay taxes, that's what we want. And I'm just paraphrasing. So there's the communication between the government and these people. So when the people went to court, the government said, no, you got no standing because you have no relationship with Root FM. So they poured papers and showed. So the judge said, what? People got it here, you even tell me. And then I have to send order to close the radio station and seize property. So these people have standing and their property should be returned. That was back in let me find the date here, please, folks. Because when you come out, that was back in June 5th, 2009. When this particular, they said, when you go there, you'll find it said Roof FM closure was illegal. Okay? So that was the argument the government was making. The government was defeated. Immediately after that, and this is something that I think Dr. Weir and his people got to be very mindful of. People are watching. Immediately after the ruling, the judge was somehow dismissed or taken out of the court section, and they brought in new person. So back in November 20, they went back to court. The case is still in court, but the new judge could not rule for them to re-arrest or re-seize the property that has been turned over. So the case is still in court for Eugene Falcon to come that the man went and broke into the place. Show us. What I'm telling you right now, go and read the stuff on LIBERIA. One is on Front Page Africa. The other one is Daily Observer. Okay, so when they went to the court on November 20, the judge there said, "Well, I'm new, and the other judge is no longer here. So let me look into the case more." Still, so that means the preceding judge that was there before the rule he made, it stands. So most likely Costa and his things are back in the place. Why can't, even if they're not, why can't you make reference to this case? Explain to us that the government of the Republic of Liberia didn't just sit down for Costa to go and break into his own radio station, that they have gone to court. This is why I said